Hi, boys and girls. Miss Melissa back, and today I wanted to go over some cutting skills. Using scissors with your boys and girls is very important to their fine motor development. And I know sometimes giving them scissors can be scary, but it can also be very beneficial if you do it in a good way. So what I would recommend is that you only give them the scissors when they are in their spot and able to cut. So they learn when they are allowed to use scissors and what they are allowed to cut. Some of the things that I recommend just letting them cut up is junk mail. We all get plenty of envelopes in the mail. You can let them cut those things up any way they want. Also ads. They have lots of shapes and things that they can make it easy to cut out. If you want to do some strips for them, this is great fine motor practice. These strips, as you can see, are small enough that when they cut them, they can cut right through them. So it's one snip, and that's going to be a great way for them to start using those skills because they'll be practicing open, close, open, close. So if they can do it with one snip, then they are feeling successful and that works. So I would recommend just taking any paper, cutting it into strips that are about 1 inch apart, and then just letting them cut. Open, close. You want to make sure that their thumb is always on the top and that their fingers are in the bottom part and that their arms are next to them. They want to go like this and cut. You want to flip them around so they are cutting like this to help strengthen those muscles. Once you notice that your child is getting really good with the snipping cut, then you want to move on to something a little more challenging for them. You can just do long pieces of paper with different shapes on it. I would recommend starting out with a straight line, and then you could add some jagged lines. But you want them to get pretty proficient and feel good about cutting out straight lines before you move to something that is more difficult or squiggly. I like to tape these down, especially for the younger kids, because it's hard for them to hold papers and manipulate their scissors. So if you tape them down on the table, then they are able to cut a straight line and not have to worry about the paper moving all over for them. Another thing you can do is put it at the edge of the table so that when your child stands up, they can lift the paper and cut straight up. So that's some ways. And before I say goodbye, another great thing for them to start learning how to cut is to use old magazines and just do ripping and have them just practice ripping paper out too. That's another great idea if you're not ready for them to start cutting with, is practicing ripping. Some of the other things that kids can cut with, instead of paper, they can cut their Play-Doh. They can cut some of their harder, more solid slimes. Those are easy examples of things to let the kids start cutting. So it's really important that they're working these motor skills and they get better at it. So eventually they'll be able to do a lot more writing. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. See you later. Bye.